We're tackling the French papers now here on France 24. How are we tackling them? We're tackling them with envelopes full of cash, where Elena is anyway, aren't you?
Well, we're starting with the suitcases full of cash, envelopes
even
later.
more. Okay.
Let's have a quick look at Le Parisien first on the Clearstream case, which of course is anticipating a verdict today. Their headline is De Villepin from one affair to another. So just to remind you, of course, you've had this in the bulletin, but De Villepin, the former French Prime Minister, is expecting a verdict today in the Clearstream case in which he was accused of inventing fake corruption allegations against Nicolas Sarkozy. He's expected to be cleared, and after that he was expected to launch a bid for the presidency, which would probably see him take away a lot of traditional right-wing votes from the president himself. But now that looks increasingly less likely because of these suitcases of cash. The accusations by the former presidential advisor Robert Bourgi to the papers at the weekend, saying that he personally handed suitcases full of cash coming from a number of African presidents to both President Jacques Chirac and the Prime Minister Dominique de Villepin in the run-up for the 2002 presidential election. So that's another great big legal shadow hanging over Dominique de Villepin's possible run for the presidency.
And Bourgi is also on the front of Libération. They're implicating Nicolas Sarkozy, aren't they?
They are indeed. They've got the trouble agents of Sarkozy as a headline there. There's three men they're talking about, Bourgi, but also a man called Ziad Taqeddine, who's a Lebanese man who's most famous for being an intermediary in French arms deals, particularly one case selling submarines to Pakistan, which was subsequently held responsible for a bomb attack in Karachi in 2002 that killed some French engineers. There's an investigation going on at the moment to find out if that was in some way a reaction to kickbacks paid in that deal. So he, according to the paper, is extremely close to the presidency and able to pull all kinds of strings. And there's also a man called Alexandre de Jury, who is, again, not official. No one at the presidential office officially recognises that he exists. But apparently he's so powerful that he managed to persuade the foreign minister in a single phone call to change his plans to sack the head of the intelligence service, and has also been brokering arms deals for Nicolas Sarkozy, including selling spying equipment to Gaddafi, the paper says.
OK, let's go to the envelopes full of cash. This is a different political scandal. It's on the front of Le Monde.
It is. This is the Bettencourt case. Liliane Bettencourt, France's richest woman, apparently was seen handing envelopes stuffed with cash to Sarkozy himself to fund his 2007 presidential campaign. There's a new judicial inquiry going on into that possible illegal campaign funding allegations. And today, the investigating judge who was originally in charge of that case, who says witnesses told her they did see those envelopes change hands. Isabelle Prévost-Després is her name, and she's going to testify today in front of a court in Bordeaux. So we'll see what she says there.
Yeah, the producers just said in my ears, you can hear it at election time because all the scandals are coming out. Le Figaro, they've got a legal story.
You can always tell it's election time in Le Figaro. They've been electioneering for the president for a while. Their front page story is 30,000 extra prison places. This because apparently in France, lots of people given a custodial sentence have it postponed by as much as 18 months because there's just no room to put them in the prison at the time. The paper also reports that Sarkozy plans to send some criminals into the army to serve their sentence. This isn't an original policy. Ségolène Royal pitched it in the 2007 presidential election, so the socialists are very critical of this idea, saying they've just stolen it. But in the Le Figaro editorial, they say, well, if it's a good idea, why not steal it? And the socialist plans for criminal justice, they, of course, as you would expect, say, are even less effective.
And finally, you've got a sporting scandal for us.
Very quickly, on the front page of François and also Le Parisien is Jeannie Longo, extremely famous French athlete who's won 4 Olympic medals, including a gold in Atlanta in 1996. And she was still competing as late as the Beijing Olympics in 2008, by which time she was 48. But now she's been dragged into a doping scandal. A former drug dealer told papers yesterday that her husband bought banned substances banned in athletics at least, from him. Of course, they've got no evidence that Longo actually took those substances, but it's certainly a big blot on what so far has been a stellar athletics career.
Drugs, cash and scandal in the newspaper review today. Well done, Elena. Thanks very much. That's Elena's look through the French newspapers on France 24.
Every week, France 24 brings you all the latest news from the world of sailing and water sports. Follow the action from the major international sailing events. Catch up with the latest technological advances from the boat shows. Join us. Become part of the crew. Connect with the world of sea lovers and water sports enthusiasts. Follow the Call of the Sea with Whirlwinds, Saturday, 12:40 p.m. Paris time on France 24.